where is this going? And where does this lead to? And honestly, it was giving detective for a moment because I had to figure it out after they said, oh, Diddy's house, Playboy Mansion, Hugh Hefner, whatever. So I put in the address and they're only 4 minutes away from each other. So that walk is nothing. I mean, if the tunnels are leading right there, that's nothing. So what was going on in them tunnels?
Again, in this complaint, many of them rise to the level of criminal conduct where you would expect to see some kind of criminal investigation taking place. But even if a handful of these allegations are true, they mean trouble.
Diddy's been accused of a lot of sinister things over the years, but underground tunnels, that was not on my radar. So there's been talk about Diddy having a whole network of tunnels under his house to make moving people, or his alleged victims, easier. Diddy would allegedly take folks to these tunnels and do all sorts of grimy things to them. The alleged victims were reportedly kept locked up down there like prisoners, sometimes for days or even weeks. The whole thing sounds like a horror movie, but at this point, we can't really put anything past Diddy. But let me just keep it real with y'all. This is just internet talk and speculation with some audio and video circulating with no evidence of actually linking everything together. So I'm gonna break everything down for y'all to decide what are facts and what are just more conspiracy theories. But I swear, every time I think I've heard it all regarding Diddy, some new-ish pops up that makes me question how it's possible for one individual to be involved in so many messed up allegations. Anyway, so those wild rumors going around about those tunnels supposedly found under Diddy's mansion are actually part of a secret underground network connecting the homes of other big-name celebrities and wealthy elites, including the late Playboy founder Hugh Hefner. Some are even speculating that these tunnels might have once connected to the iconic Playboy mansion, which is just down the street from Diddy's place. It's like a hidden underground highway system that allowed all these famous people to move between their mansions completely out of sight and do God knows what down there. But that's not all, y'all. According to some online reports, the feds found a bunch of audio and video footage from these rumored tunnels during the raids on Diddy's houses back in March. And word on the street is that there are some famous names and faces on this alleged footage, from Diddy's late girlfriend Kim Porter to Diddy's rumored boy toy Meek Mill.
I'm a psychic medium, so I actually, like, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from the Playboy Mansion
to here.
I'm sure they connect here. Why wouldn't they?
There are places that connect. So what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you picking up?
Just like, there's just like darkness. I mean, it's in general, like I've always had weird feelings on this street.
So remember when Homeland Security raided Diddy's mansions a couple of months back? Well, according to some shocking new reports, the agents discovered a bunch of audio and video footage in Diddy's LA mansion that allegedly shows Diddy engaging in some seriously disturbing activities. But here's the kicker. These activities apparently didn't take place at Diddy's regular house parties. Word on the street is that once the regular party was over, Diddy would take the chosen few guests to his underground tunnel. According to this report by the Los Angeles Times, Diddy's LA mansion has some interesting amenities, including an underwater swimming tunnel that connects to a grotto. Diddy bought the house back in 2014 for $40 million, and apparently Diddy specifically looked for a place close to the infamous Playboy Mansion. So now that Diddy is facing multiple lawsuits accusing him of all sorts of despicable crimes, including ex-movement and using mules to provide substances to people, a lot of folks are speculating that it was more than a coincidence that Diddy chose to buy a house next to Hugh Hefner's Playboy Mansion. Now, it's no secret that Diddy used to show up to Hugh Hefner's infamous parties while he was alive. And then, of course, Diddy would throw his own lavish parties at his crib, where his guests would be a mix of music industry executives, artists, actors, real estate moguls, and sports team owners. But see, it's not these parties we need to worry about. It's those rumored after parties that are stirring up all this conversation about Diddy's underground tunnels.
Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I mean the after party.
So there's all this speculation about Diddy preying on young male artists, subjecting them to some messed up rituals, and then supposedly blackmailing them with recordings of all the stuff he put them through. And sadly, one name that keeps popping up in connection to all this is Justin Bieber. Well, allegedly, Homeland Security discovered some pretty disturbing footage of Justin at Diddy's underground after parties. And while Justin is still staying silent on all these allegations, we're now hearing that he's reportedly started talking to the feds, which could be the reason he can't say anything publicly. The feds are said to be building a massive case against Diddy and apparently want to make sure that they have an airtight case before they charge him with anything. Now, as for Justin, I'm sure you've already seen all those weird videos of him hanging out with Diddy, but there's now another disturbing twist to this whole situation. Rumor has it that the late comedian Trevor Moore tried to blow the whistle about Justin Bieber, claiming that he was sold to Diddy. Unfortunately, no one took Trevor seriously at the time. And then in 2021, Trevor tragically passed away, supposedly after falling from the balcony of his home. The craziest part is that a sketch Trevor made for Comedy Central years ago has now resurfaced on social media. In the sketch, a young pop star who looks a lot like Justin Bieber sings about being sold to a big shot producer and being forced to take part in some rituals. And it's seriously spine-chilling how this sketch aligns with all these allegations surfacing about Diddy and Justin. And check out this scene where the big shot producer starts rapping about how he's the pop star's father figure. Meanwhile, the singer keeps calling for help and saying, "Call the police." But it gets darker, y'all. Near the end of the song, the singer says he needs help ASAP before they sacrifice him to Baphomet. Now, what's also disturbing is that Trevor isn't the only person who allegedly tried to warn us about Diddy before dying under mysterious circumstances. There's also Diddy's late girlfriend and mother of his 3 children, Kim Porter, who reportedly witnessed some horrifying things at those after parties in Diddy's tunnels and allegedly threatened to expose everything in her tell-all book. Now, for the longest time, people thought Kim was just planning to expose Diddy for allegedly being on the DL and putting his hands on her. But according to celebrity medium Sloan Bella, who correctly predicted a bunch of stuff that's now going on with Diddy, Kim was actually trying to expose something much more sinister.
They are dumbing it down to the fact that they think that P. Diddy is on some kind of spree for removing people who speak about this because he's gay. That is not the issue. I want you to hear me. That's one thing, and he may have his own shame about that, and it may be culturally not right for him, whatever. Get in line in society. That is not what this is. That's what she was trying to say. It's not a book about him being gay. There are gay people, but what we're talking about here is ritualistic deviancy used to harness energy of a human being. We are being harnessed, not me, not you, but the people that he's dealing with, and she became privy to this. She witnessed this. That is what we are talking about. We are talking about the ritualizing aggression directed at young children, mainly male, in order to harness their energy.
Now, we all know that there are a whole bunch of sketchy details about Kim's untimely passing. And word on the street is that the feds are now considering reopening Kim's case. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, recently dropped a new bombshell about Kim's death, claiming that Diddy didn't allow anyone to go near Kim's casket at the funeral home.
Touching Cassie, you got a lot of people that feel like Diddy, he probably had something to do with Kim Porter death, and they want the police to reopen her case. How you feel about that?
My man, I wish, for the sake of Kim's family, because bruh, if you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then has security, 24-hour security at the funeral home, so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. I think that they should reopen our case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace. So I know people, paperwork, and this other young lady on the internet, they are spearheading the reopening of Kim's case. And I hope they do.
And get this, allegedly, among those recordings Homeland Security confiscated from Diddy's mansions during the raids, there was a bunch of audio and video footage that could prove what Sloan Bella said about Kim and those rumored rituals Diddy and other elites were partaking in those tunnels. Now, some of these recordings reportedly show willing participants, including some famous rappers who allegedly agreed to let Diddy take them shopping. And you know how there's that audio that leaked a couple of months ago, supposedly of Diddy and Meek Mill? Well, some reports are now circulating that Homeland Security also found videos that correspond with that audio showing Meek and Diddy going at it. To be clear, all this is speculation, and at the end of the day, if Meek consented to engage in Diddy's freak-offs, then that's his business. The part that we need to worry about are those allegations about Diddy using those rumored underground tunnels to allegedly do some depraved things to people underage. And then if those reports about Kim Porter trying to expose this stuff are true, then let's hope the feds look into her case, because at this point, there are simply too many disturbing coincidences for there to not be more skeletons in Diddy's closet. As for fans, they're saying that Diddy is most likely just one player in this game, and there are probably a bunch of even more powerful individuals who were using those rumored tunnels for who knows what kind of depravities. One fan said, "The question is, why is the FBI tracking Diddy for over a decade? Cassie's story is minimum compared to what happened in the different rooms within the tunnels. We're yet to see anything yet. The powers that be will not give you all to see. Those videos are kept locked up. Diddy is not the first nor the last with disgraceful, harmful effects behavior. This is larger than RICO charges. Dangerous times we live in." And another person added, "Them tunnels have been in existence for many, many years. The very rich and powerful have always committed crimes against humanity." But what's your take on these rumored tunnels under Diddy's mansion? Do you think we'll ever find out the full story of what allegedly took place there? Or will Diddy's powerful friends cover it up to protect themselves? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.